Beautiful soul family, thank you for being part of this channel. If you would like deeper support for your spiritual journey, I invite you to check out our retreats and the Creation Temple. You can join as a Master Creator, Royal Creator, Divine Creator, or a free member. We would also appreciate your sponsorships and any donations you would like to send our way to keep these videos coming to you. Much love. Welcome to episode 69. We'll be asking Prime Creator about the energies of January so far, and if there are any energetic updates, anything Prime Creator wants to share about what's been happening this month.
Dear ones, you are currently in a stage of going into labor on your planet. This applies to polarity, which means that the light is experiencing a readiness to birth upon your planet, as is the shadow. This is a time of great polarity. This is a time where there is great light and there is much chaos appearing within your reality. Your planet has gestated for many, many years. You have been waiting. You have been longing. You have been doing your inner work. You have been calling forth the shift. You have been looking, seeking, creating change upon your planet. Before the birth, dear ones, come the labor pains. And this is your current stage. There is great momentum for the light. There is great momentum for the shadow, in the sense of it being seen, in the sense of it unfolding upon your planet. This unfolding, this being seen of the shadow, does not mean that it has great power. It simply means there is great momentum. There is great movement of the shadow. Now, this can be quite powerful if you give it your power, if you give it your energy, if you give it your fear. We have discussed this at length before, dear ones, and yet the conversation is still quite relevant. Now is a time to be especially aware of how you are using your energy, of where you are putting your thoughts, your emotions. How are you using your energy, and what are you creating? Are you connecting with and engaging with the fear? Or do you see it for what it is and stay centered within your hearts in love? This is the practice now, dear ones. To maintain your center within your hearts. To expand the love that you flow from your beings. For if you wish to bring about the shift, so much of you is required. So much of your awareness, so much of your love, so much of the effort or inner work to maintain your center. Because unless this is your default mode, it does take some effort, dear ones. Please understand, dear ones, that you are not in this alone. As you look at your own life, it may seem that there is not support around you. It may seem that no one understands what you are going through. It may seem that no one has the knowledge that you have. This is simply untrue, dear ones. For there are many fellow humans that share in your knowledge, that share in your love. There are many light beings that are continually supporting you, that are bringing you codes and information for your upgrades, for your downloads, for your expansion. In those times, dear ones, if you should feel alone, or if you would feel like no one understands you, this is a time to feel into your hearts. To connect with your soul light, to connect with the light beings around you, to connect with your own inner wisdom, and to breathe and know that indeed you are not alone. There is great love, dear ones. There is great love and appreciation for your souls, for your beings. In this past month, many of you have experienced deep soul repair. Now, this may contradict your understanding that you are whole and complete, that your soul is pure and perfect. So allow me to explain. Many of you have been experiencing what feels like soul fatigue or soul exhaustion. This past month, many new light codes have been brought in for you so that you can heal and restore your physical human body at the soul level. For the human body is one expression of the soul, and the human body requires nourishment, sustenance. And in order to receive this at the deepest levels, the soul must be vibrant. And so there is a connection, there is a flow, a conversation between the soul and the body. When I speak of soul repair, it is a bringing in of new light codes and information to fortify your human body at the soul level. The opportunity to experience soul repair, to rejuvenate the human body, continues beyond this month. I bring this information to you as many of you were in this experience in your month of January 2018. Even if you are not yet feeling the rejuvenation part, the work being done at the soul level will translate eventually into your physical experience. There was a similar experience for Gaia, not necessarily soul repair, but a fortifying of her being at the soul level. For she is getting ready to take quantum leaps in her frequency. She has been preparing herself for what you might call ascension or a shift. It is not the ascension, in quotes. It is part of her ascension process. The way that this affects humanity is that those of you who have been working with these frequencies, those of you who have been working with Gaia, working with yourself in your inner work, you will experience a level of relief, soul relief, you might say, a breath of fresh air. Those who have not been doing this work may still experience this to some degree, depending upon their current karmic state and what they need to work out at this time, what they need to heal or expand within themselves. For there are those who consciously do this work. There are those who do not consciously do the work, but they are in this flow. And there are those who suppress the work. Those who are suppressing or who have not been willing to do the work. These beings will have a harder time with the change in Gaia's frequencies. So I would invite you, dear ones, to bring forth compassion. To bring forth compassion to those who do not understand what is happening. To bring forth compassion to those who are in fear, to those who develop illness and disease. For what has been suppressed or stored within the body must be expressed in some way. Remember, the shadow can no longer hide at this time. And so it is possible that you may see some apocalyptic type scenarios with certain individuals if they have been suppressing or trying to push away what they need to deal with. And so I invite you, dear ones, to bring forth the compassion. If they are open to hearing, to explain, to offer tools and techniques for them to heal themselves, to get themselves out of a suppressed state.
How long will it take for the old financial system to finally dissolve, and is the digital currency another form of money magic, or is this not so? And is digital currency truly a freeing democratic form of currency?
The period of time it takes for a financial structure to dissolve is dependent upon the reaction and acceptance of the people. So there is no way to say it will take a certain amount of time, because all are in co-creation of the experience. What you are seeing is a continuation of the shadow being revealed. It is not new except from your perspective, with what you are referring to as the cryptocurrency and blockchain. This is not new. It is somewhat new in your experience, but it has existed for quite some time. This is another example of polarity, as it was developed as a false hope to be shared with humanity, with intentions behind it not for the benefit of humanity. However, there is opportunity for this system to be co-opted by the light, so to speak. For there is the potential for those who set up the system to lose their power and for it to be taken over by the common people. There are many layers of convolution to the cryptocurrency system.
In the current energy patterns, where are we in the social change in the percentage of awareness to this change in financial structure, and is this more sooner than later?
Dear one, the pattern is whatever the situation, whatever the unveiling, is that it is ready to be birthed. And then there is delay. And then it is ready to be birthed. And then there is delay. And then it is ready to be birthed. And then there is delay. Within each delay, there is a smaller unveiling of the information, meaning some people will get the memo, but not the general public, unless they are looking for the information, unless they are paying attention. I will say that there is sooner rather than later in terms of the patterning of how this is going, for there is less and less time in between each delay. There is a smaller gap in between each delay.
There have been a lot of different explanations of the human ascension process on this planet, detailing a sudden event of humans upgrading to the fifth dimension, as well as more gradual processes of humans upgrading in the ascension process. Which is true?
Yes, dear one. In some ways, it is both. For as the alignments continue, as the light waves continue to come to your planet, they do continue to get stronger and stronger each time. So there is not necessarily one event with one large blast, but each blast, so to speak, does get stronger with each alignment. Alignments such as full moons, eclipses, planets and stars aligning, alignments that you are not even aware of, galactic alignments, universal alignments, multiversal alignments. There is a gradual alignment forming that when each star, each planet, each galaxy, each universe, each multiverse is in place, that this is when you will experience more of what you have been desiring for your planet Earth, for the experience you would call ascension. And this grand alignment will last for quite some time. It is not a blip in time, so to speak.
Is there need for meditating for the collective and for Gaia experiencing the new energies of Earth changes such as hurricanes and tidal waves? Or is it time to meditate on what we need to change for ourselves?
This new energy you refer to is similar to what I was speaking of in Gaia's preparation to make her quantum leaps in frequency. There was never a need to meditate for the collective, for Gaia. This was something that many of you did as you felt guided in your hearts, and there was nothing wrong with this. And it did bring more love to the planet, more love to each other, more love to the collective. It has always been to focus on yourself, to do your inner work, to raise your frequency, to work with your path. And in doing so, it automatically assists Gaia. It automatically assists the collective. So how to approach the current energies It is the same to focus on the self, in doing the inner work, in expanding the love flow through you, in staying centered within your heart, in not engaging with the fear. In some ways, it is the same message as it has always been. Stay focused on your creations of light, dear ones. Stay centered within your hearts. And it is okay to enjoy your life as well.
Are there any new energies or upgrades for the new moon and solar eclipse on January 31st?
This is an alignment that will allow for opening. Opening within your being, opening within your heart, opening within your mind, opening to new possibilities, opening to new ideas, opening to your expansion. The theme is opening to the new. Do your best, dear ones, to stay in a state of openness. Openness to your wisdom. Openness to your hearts. With the energies of this alignment, allow yourselves to be radiant. Allow yourselves to shine. Allow yourselves to grow brighter, to grow stronger. Release the distractions, dear ones. Come back to your hearts. Return to your ancient wisdom, the ancient knowing of who you are. Allow yourselves to open to even more of who you are. Yes, with this alignment, there will be new energies coming to your planet. Be aware, dear ones, that polarity is still at work here. And so be mindful, be aware to receive only those that are for your highest alignments. That the energies of lower vibration, you need not interact with those. It is of your choosing, of course, dear ones. With this alignment, there is a strong pulse of energy from your galactic core. And this energy can interact with your core in such a way as to support your opening to the new you, opening to your new self, which is really just the remembering of your ancient self, of your soul codes. I thank you, dear ones.